Hi everyone, my name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about airport security. We'll be going over vocabulary and having some conversation, reading a little bit. And let me welcome some students. Ksenia, welcome to class.
Hello.
How are you doing, Ksenia?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Doing pretty well. My week is going nicely so far. It's Thursday, so we're almost at the weekend.
Yes, almost Friday. Little Friday.
Yep. Kat Carolina, welcome to class.
Hi teacher, hello.
It's your third class with me today, right?
Yeah, my third class with you today.
Oh, 5. Is it your third class in all today?
No, I took 2 more in the morning.
Wow. Awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I have to take advantage of this platform.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you are. Good to have you here. Anna Carolina, it is also your third class with me today, right?
Right.
Have you done any other classes in addition?
Or no? Yes,
No?
yes, I asked you high five as well. Or no? Okay, thank you.
Awesome. How many hours have you done?
A lot because I've been taking some days off and um I've been studying a lot while I can.
Very cool.
I don't know to.
Uncountable numbers.
Yes, I don't know for how long I will be able to.
All right. Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you, I hope so.
And Mustafa, welcome to class.
Hello, teacher. Welcome you. Thank you.
Interesting picture. What is it a picture of?
My picture?
Art. Is it art? What is it?
It is just I pick it. I select it from the internet and I use it. It's
That's
not
cool.
just a letter. My first letter.
For Mustafa, makes sense.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us today, Mustafa.
Thank you.
Rafal, welcome back.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. It's a beautiful day and just one more day before the weekend, so things are looking bright.
Yeah, tomorrow will be the great day, the Friday, yeah.
Excellent. Any plans for your weekend, Rafal?
Well, I haven't anything to do at this weekend.
Sometimes that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming to class, Rafal. And Zach, welcome back. Zach, is it your third class with me today or your second?
The second class, the last hour was the first.
Awesome. Well, it's wonderful to have you with us again.
It's wonderful to be here.
Okay. Let's get started. We're talking about airport security today and some travel conversation, of course, because, at the airport, what are you doing at the airport if not traveling? And Maurizio, welcome to class.
Hello, thanks.
Second class with me as well. Good to see you again, Maurizio.
Good to see you too.
Okay, let me screen share the document. You can also find this on the page where you joined class. And Philip, you're back. He maybe is still loading. Okay, while he's loading up, let's talk about some general things. What springs to mind when you hear the words airport security? What's the first thing you think of? I'm going to start on the right with Zach. What's the first thing you think of?
From the list?
No, just anything in general. Like when someone says airport security, do you say, "Oh, yay, safety," or do you say, "Oh, I hate that"?
It reminds me of guards.
Guards, yeah.
guards hanging around the airport, checking bags. Yeah.
Okay. How about Rafal? What do you think of when you think of airport security?
The first thought about airport security is there's gates, security gates with a strange noise when you go through them, and you have some metal things with you. And the other, the X-ray machine, which photographs, I don't know, which available to guards to look into your luggage.
Yeah. Yep. And Philip, are you there?
Yes, teacher, I am.
All right, good to have you. What do you think of when you think of airport security?
When I heard about airport security, I think of crutches and hijackers.
You said crutches and hijackers?
Yes.
Why does it make you think of crutches?
Because there are crutches like Malaysian Airlines.
Huh? Oh, crashes. Got it, crashes. I thought you were saying crutches, like when you break your leg and you have to use those metal sticks to help you up. I got it. Crashes. Ooh, that's a dramatic event. So airport security makes you think of crashes.
Yes.
Kind of nerve-wracking. All right, thanks, Philip. Mustafa, how about you? What does airport security make you think of?
To be honest with you, the first thing comes to my mind my passport, and also what's annoying me is my during the security, like the belt, and I have to remove some things of my clothes in order to pass the security gate.
Yep, that's always kind of annoying.
Yeah.
All right, Mauricio, what do you think of when you think of airport security?
Well, I only think about metal detectors because I always had problems with metal detectors. In the past, I used to wear boots with metal. So every time they thought I was hiding something, maybe a knife or something, because of this metal in the boot. But that was there was a time once in Germany. I remember in Germany, they thought I had a knife inside the bag.
Uh-oh. So what happened?
So I had to pick all the stuff in the bag, everything checked. I lost like half an hour with the security.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, I don't know why they hate me. Maybe because I always had this long hair, like I don't know, long hair bird is like some kind of terrorist or pusher. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like they're kind of mean in general. So I agree that it seems like they single you out, right? And they're like always forcing you to do all this annoying stuff.
Yes.
Pretty terrible.
I mean, if I remember one time I told the postman, but you think I'm a pusher? If I were a pusher, I hadn't wear. How can I say that? If I were a pusher, didn't have this kind of behavior, this kind of long hair, beard, and maybe military clothes.
Mm.
It's
And when
stupid.
you push it?
Yeah, they thought that I was a pusher or some kind of
What's a pusher? P-U-S-H?
pusher, drug dealer.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They thought that because I had this long hair, long beard, and I have boots. So
they
it's
were very
kind of,
suspicious of you.
yes. So I said, if I were a drug dealer, sure I wasn't.
You'd be more
Wasn't
careful, huh?
wearing this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing, Maurizio. Ksenia, what do you think of when you think of airport security?
Oh, I think all the same. It's a boring routine. Every time, long lines.
Long lines.
Yeah,
Sure.
so it's waste of time. I think it's easy to travel by train on a short distance and travel by plane.
Totally.
Yes.
Thanks, Ksenia. Carolina, what do you think of when you think of airport security?
I thought that police, dogs, and body scammers looking for drugs or smugglers. I don't know.
All right. Thank you very much, Carolina. Andre, welcome to class. Sorry it
Hi.
took so long
Hello.
to get to you. So what do you think of when you think of airport security?
I think pretty much the same. It's the process of checking everything, and when we have to take off our shoes, sometimes belts, put everything on from the pockets, and this boring process. Yeah.
Yeah. What a hassle.
Yeah.
Ana Carolina, what do you think of when you think of airport security?
Thank God they don't hate me. Sometimes they allow us to go without passing in the X-ray machine, you know.
Nice.
But once I lost an expensive watch because I was in a hurry, and I took off my watch, my shoes, everything, and I put in the tray. Then I put my belt, my shoes. I picked up my jacket, and I forgot my watch. I just remembered when I was inside the airplane.
Oh man, what a bummer.
Yes, and it was a very nice watch, and new and expensive, and what could I do with a pair from the course, I guess.
Well, that's unfortunate. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I also have had some unfortunate experiences with airport security. I don't think I've ever lost anything there, except for the things that they take away from me. Like, I every once in a while forget something in my bag that I'm not allowed to have on the airplane. And one time I was traveling, I had this stone that I got from a beach. It was this pretty stone, and I liked it. It was from a beach, and I had it on my carry-on, and they said you can't take stones onto the plane. So we took that too. Really surprising things sometimes that you're not allowed to have on planes. I learn something every time I go through security, because every time I go through, they say, oh no, you're not allowed to have that, and they take it away from me. Okay, let's get into our topic then. We have a few things here. We're going to do a quick exercise. Which of the security checks below would you like to see introduced at airports? Rate each item from 10, this is essential, to 1, how ridiculous. So all of these items here metal detectors, 3D body scanners, sniffer dogs, strip searches, questioning by officials, content search of baggage, video interviews, and body padding searches. Do you guys have any questions about what these things are?
Strip searches? What is that?
Does anyone else know what a strip search is?
It's a stick.
I think
A stick.
when they make you naked and search you.
Yeah, they make you take off your clothes
Yeah.
to search you more effectively, I guess.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. So, any other questions about what these things are?
And what is body padding searchers? It's the same?
Can
Not
I?
quite. Yeah, go ahead.
Body patting is like when policemen check you for guns and touch you on the legs, the torso.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they touch you all over, making
Yes.
sure you don't have anything you're not supposed to. Cool. Any other questions?
I didn't understand body petting searches well.
So like Maurizio was saying, it's when they touch you to make sure you don't have anything like, here, I'll give you guys an example.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So these aren't real pockets, but if I was going to be body pat searched, they would do this to make sure that I didn't have anything like hidden in my clothes. Okay. Any other questions? We're going to rate each of these individually. I'm going to ask each of you to respond to one, maybe two of them. So, Zach, how necessary do you think body padding searches are? From like essential to ridiculous. You think those are important at airports or not very important?
It is important only on cases there is a suspicion
Mm-hmm.
about something.
So not for most people, just for like really suspicious individuals like Maurizio?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. Rafal, what about video interviews? Do you think video interviews is important?
Oh, sorry, I have a little lagging in the connection. Could you repeat?
What do you think of
what-
video interviews? This one here. Do you think
Uh-huh.
this one is important at airports or unimportant? Sorry.
Well, I think it's ridiculous. I don't know what exactly what's the purpose of this is in the airport.
I guess to keep things on record in case they need to go back. I'm not really sure. So you think it's ridiculous that doesn't belong in our airports for anybody?
Yeah.
All right. Philip, what about content search of bags?
yes, it's efficient because you can hide harmful things in your luggage.
Mm-hmm. So like the scanners that look at everything in your baggage, that's important.
Yes, it's very important.
What about when they make you take everything out of your bag to see what's in it? You think that's also important?
It's security. Security is important than anything. So
All right.
it's just
Like essential.
yes, it's essential. Yes.
Okay. Mustafa, you're here. What about questioning by officials? Do you think that's an important part of security at an airport?
I'm not sure about this. Like, sometimes it's important if you have suspicious about a person. Sometimes it's annoying for the passenger, but sometimes it's important for some. If I have some suspicious about this person, so I have to ask him.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So like.
But I know it's
important.
Yeah, but yeah, it's annoying for the passenger. Sometimes it's tricky, and your nervous become like nervous, and yeah.
Mm. All right. Thanks, Mustafa. Maurizio, how about strip searches? How important or unimportant are those at airport security?
Well, I think it's ridiculous actually, because you really can do whatever you want to people just because they're they're going to take a plane. Strip searches are embarrassing and are very invasive. I can understand. So only if you are very sure the person that person is hiding something, you should use strip searches.
So it should be
Probably if
very rare.
you have a ex-convicted or something.
Ex-convict?
Yes, maybe if you, how can I say in English? When you're you have you are already found guilty of something.
So what kind of charge? I mean, what if you're found guilty for?
If you have already found guilty in the past for something, they use criminal record. Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
So if you're a felon, then strip search. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, if you have a criminal record, maybe it's justified
Okay.
to do a strip search.
All right. Thanks, Maurizio. Ksenia, what about sniffer dogs? How important or unimportant are those?
I think it's one of the I don't know. I think on one hand it's very important because I think it's one way to find some drugs. But on the other hand, I feel sorry for these dogs because it's very difficult for them, and they trained by sniff the drugs. So it's very I don't know, dangerous for the health of these dogs. And after 5 or 6 years, they died. So I don't know. Maybe it's not so important. Maybe it's easy to search by some organs. I don't know. Some officers could search this by their way. I think all know who is drug dealer in the country, but for dogs, I don't know.
All right. So you feel a little bad for the animals, not necessarily.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Carolina, how about 3D body scanners?
Which one, sorry? 3D body scanner.
Body scanners.
I think it's important because with that scanner, the police could detect if the person is swallowing drugs, or maybe if the person carry a dangerous arm. I think
what?
Gun. Yeah. For example, here in the airport of Bogota, we have all of these items, and the police use to detect drugs and smugglers.
You think it's effective?
Yeah.
All right. Andre, what about metal detectors? How important are they?
I think it's important because it's a basic protection, basic for security checks. It won't help for any case. For example, there are some criminals who can maybe avoid the metal detectors, but that in that case, for example, 3D body scanners will help. But I think metal detectors it's important.
All right. Thanks, Andre. Ana Carolina, what do you think is the most important thing on this list?
In my opinion, all those things are important in order to keep you safe in flights, you know. They have to protect people from terrorists, drug dealers. Of course, if they get someone who is innocent, it's not okay. But even when something that we don't like happens to us, we have to understand that it's for our own security. Once they they damaged my luggage. When it was what's the name of the place when you pick your luggage?
Baggage claim?
Yes, once in the baggage claim, one of my suitcases were with a hole on it. You know? No, but I understood because I went to a place to complain, and they sent me a new one by mail.
Nice.
And well, I believe all those things are important. We don't want to go through something bad, you know. When we see on the news from time to time. So I believe everything is important.
All right. So now that we've all kind of talked about that, let's read a little bit. Quick note over here, you see this is underlined in red? It's because this is actually the British way to spell the word travelers. In British English, 2 L's. In American English, 1 L. Just thought that was interesting. Okay, so green section. Zach, will you read the green section for us?
Yeah. Travelers at 2 US airports will soon be searched by new high-tech scanners. International airports in Los Angeles and New York have installed digital body scanners that can see through clothing. The new machines will mainly search for weapons and explosives. They use the very latest technology called millimeter wave imaging.
Thank you very much. Rafal, will you read the purple section?
Okay. Radio waves create a 3D image of someone's body to see if they are concealing anything dangerous. Government officials say the new equipment will make air travel safer. A spokesperson said imaging devices are not a brand new security tool, but they are a brand new security tool for airports.
Thank you very much. Philip, black section.
Okay. There are plans to install the devices in another 30 airports across the country. An official promised that passengers will prefer the scanner to a security guard petting their body.
Thank you very much. Mustafa, red.
Okay, the new technology has raised questions by privacy groups who believe the scanning process is too detailed. They say the device can see too much of the naked body. A civil liberties spokesman said it was the same as a virtual strip search.
Thank you very much. The next section, which is like kind of gold colored, is from Mauricio.
In WARN, we need to make sure there are good safeguards. The temptation is great not to follow procedures when a celebrity or someone well-known is involved. One female passenger at Leh Airport suggested the only female operators should be allowed to scan female passengers.
Thank you very much. And the blue section is for Ksenia.
She said she was highly embarrassed to see a male official looking at the digital image of her body. She was also worried the scanned images could end up in the internet. It seems it's only a matter of time, however, before the machines replace metal detectors.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's talk about vocabulary first. Do you guys have some questions about this vocabulary? We've got phrases like brand new.
Teacher, concealing.
Ooh, concealing is a good one. Oh, here it is, the purple section. Concealing. Can anyone define the word concealing for us?
Something that is hidden.
Where you try to hide something.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are right. All right. Any other questions? No? We're all good? Cool. All right. So what do you think of the new high-tech body scanners? Give me your opinion and comment on some of what you read in the article. Do you think the article covers it in an appropriate way? I'm going to start on the left with Anna Catalina.
Could you scroll up?
Sure. Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's better because it will search for weapons and explosives.
Mm-hmm.
The old ones, the old ones were not capable of it, right?
Not capable of what?
Of searching for weapons and explosives?
Well, not by like sight, basically, just by components. So if there was metal contained in them, then yes, but if not, then no.
So it's a good improvement.
Okay, an improvement. Andre, do you agree that it's an improvement?
Yes, and I don't mind if something is scanning my body because I think this statement that it could go to an internet or something, I think it's too much.
Okay, so you think they get a little too much information off this thing?
I hope that because you know there is some information. There is always some information that is used for government or something, and somebody can steal it. But in this case, this is the same. And if it will be stolen, you know, who knows? I don't know. We should trust the airport personnel.
That's true. True. All right. Thanks, Andre. Jose, have you been watching this whole class, or are you just entering now?
No, I have entering now.
All right. So I'm going to come back to you in just a second. In the meantime, Ksenia, will you summarize the article we just read?
I think, yes, it's useful, but I'm not sure about it's harmful for our body, because I think it's some kind of X-rays, and I think it's not good to be scanned by this.
So health-wise, it's not an improvement?
I'm sorry?
Health-wise, it's not an improvement?
I think so. It's harmful for our body, but I don't know. In Russia, everyone says that it's if you don't need to do some scan by for your body, like X-rays, so it's very bad for our body. Maybe one or few times a week we can do it, but if I travel a lot, about I don't know 20 flights per year, I think it can be dangerous. I don't know.
All right. Thanks, Ksenia. Maurizio, would you help us summarize this article also? So just tell us what we read about.
Yes, we read about these new scanners, new for the airport, not new as a technology, that use microwaves, something like
millimeter wave imaging.
Okay, millimeter wave imaging to make a 3D scan of your body, every inch, I think, of your body. So they can easily see if you are hiding something. And there are some people that are can I say they don't like this because it's almost like a strip search. Because actually I saw one of these scan. They can see you without clothes in detail. So obviously people, female, especially females, are worried about this, and I can understand the worries.
All right, thanks, Maurizio. And back to Jose. Jose, what do you think of what we've been looking at so far about this millimeter wave imaging, where they can see your naked body? Do you think it's important for security or kind of an invasion of privacy?
I think it is improvement for security, but depend of the use that the authorities give. Because if you don't use this technology in the proper way, it's bad. But if you use this kind of technology in a proper way, in a good way, I think it will be good to the security of the passengers.
All right. So as long as it's used properly.
Yes.
Okay. And for Ksenia, I think it gives an image of your body. Like, it obviously does not show like your skin color and things, but it's not your bones it's looking at. It's not exactly like an X-ray. It just basically passes through the layers that are not flesh. So clothes and things like that, it passes through those to see what's below it. So I think it's kind of like a naked image, yeah. Even though, of course, it doesn't give details like moles and skin color and hair and things, but like it does see your form, which can be sort of a vulnerable thing. All right, Mustafa, how do you think you feel about someone being able to see that much of you?
Okay, that's a tricky question for me. Of me personally, I'm not sure. Like one time, for example, like one time I went through the airport and I passed through maybe a 3D device, like something like that, mentioned in this article. I don't know, like I turned around myself and he scanned me. I'm not sure if it was like 3D or not. About my opinion, for a man, maybe it's acceptable for me, but I'm not sure for a woman how can it could be like. I have some. I prefer to be on the fence in this case, teacher. Okay.
Yeah, it depends. Okay.
On the fence, on the fence.
Oh, on the pants?
On the fence,
Oh,
F-E-N.
on the fence. Got it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Was having trouble
Yeah.
there. On the fence. Yeah. I think a lot of people, it's like there's a lot of benefits and a lot of drawbacks, and it's hard to know how to feel about that. All right. Philip, how about you? How do you feel about people being able to see that much of you?
Teacher, for me, it's like going to the urologist, or my wife going to a gynecologist. It's not a problem. It's not public. It's that it's official that proceed those operations. So I don't see anything bad in that.
And just a note on pronunciation, it's gynecologist with a hard G.
Okay, thank you, gynecologist. So, as I said before, security is essential. If you give your privacy and you go in air and died, it's better to pass through all those searches, but get to the place safely.
So you think it's better to go through other methods?
No, this method, any method that can be efficient to make you travel safely is okay.
Okay. Interesting. Rafal, how do you feel about people being able to see that much of your body?
Well, I think that 3D scanners are better than physical touch. So I think it's a good way to increase security in airports. I know that it's very people are disagreed about that, but I think that's better than I told that physical touch. I'm not too embarrassing on view of someone's body than as much as people are I don't know how to say in English. People feels bad when someone's touched them.
Yeah, they feel like vulnerable or something.
Maybe. So I think it's better way. Okay.
All right, that's a fair point of view. Zach, finally, you get to tell us your opinion. What do you think about it?
Personally, I wouldn't mind if there's a scan like that on myself, but I would suggest that if the technology is so sophisticated, I think they can be a little bit more sophisticated, and I suggest automatic scan. That the decision would be taken by a machine, by a computer, by robot, and not by a person to decide if the person carries something on him. So it can be done but not by a person, but by also by computer, by software. It's I think, to my knowledge, it is less difficult to do this step than to do the big step of 3D scanning.
All right. So I think we've kind of heard a lot of the different sides of it. and I'm going to ask you guys to give me some more information in just a second, but I've been through the 3D body scanner several times now. It's becoming more and more common at airports in the US, and I think I've probably been scanned now like maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe more than that. I don't really remember. It's never been, you know, I never really feel like it's really vulnerable, although I'm not sure it seems like it's totally necessary. I also don't really care very much because it's just like, I think Philip said it's something like going to the doctors. I don't think there's anyone who's going to be looking at my picture and using it in a way that is negative or taking advantage of the situation. So I don't care that much, although I think I understand when people have a big problem with it. I think that makes a lot of sense too. So I'm sort of on the fence. But one idea that I hear a lot, and I've done this class before, one idea I hear a lot is that everyone always kind of says like, well, I think for guys it's okay, but not for women. Or women would have a problem with it, or it's not fair for women or something. And that always kind of confuses me because I'm like, well, I don't think, I mean, if you feel vulnerable, I don't see why women would feel more vulnerable than men for this kind of thing. You know, seeing a naked body is naked whether you're a man or a woman. So I want you guys to let me know in the chat box. I want you each to write at least 3 sentences telling me your opinions on the matter in regards to gender. So do you think that it makes a difference if you're a man or a woman being scanned? And if you do, why? And if you don't, why? Just tell me what you think on the gender issue with this topic of 3D body scanning and your ideas behind it. 3 sentences. As you guys are writing, if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'll be here waiting. All right. So I see we've got some thoughts already in the chat box from Ana Carolina. I really don't care about it. They see a bunch of people all the time. They are accustomed to it. It is for us to be safe, so no problem at all. I don't have a problem with it. I don't feel vulnerable. And there is no gender issue. It is stereotyped. No one's going to take advantage of it. I wrote it before you asked. Yeah, that's true. Also, stereotyped is like this, Ana Carolina. Let me put a correction in the chat box for you. Alright, so I'm waiting for some other responses. Alright, so, and also if you're done, like, you can continue to answer, Ana Carolina. Since you already told us how you feel about it, do you think it's fair that some other people feel differently? Like, what if you talk to a woman that says, yeah, well, it's totally fine for men, but it's not fair for me? Like, what would you say to that? What do you think about people who hold that opinion? Okay, so from Rafael, with the gender issue, I would make that the gender issue since this is kind of a specific one. With the gender issue, it will be fair if men will scan men and women will scan women. Okay, that makes sense. I was very calm to pass this scan before this lesson. Of course, I'll travel by plane. Wrong kind of plane, Ksenia. Should be P-L-A-N-E. But I'll think about these images. Yeah. So, Ksenia, you're among the people who find it really creepy and kind of unacceptable that this is happening. Do you want to elaborate and tell us a little bit more about why you feel like it's such an intrusion?
Because I think all these officers are the same people as we, and maybe some guys or some girls will interested in some person, and then she asked, "Oh, can I look at these pictures?" I think it's just kind of person. I don't know. I think it's unnecessary maybe. Before this, there weren't this kind of scan, and it was okay. I don't think that it changed something.
Okay. All right. We've got a few more thoughts in the chat box, including Maurizio. It's not a problem of vulnerability, but privacy. I think women are more affected just because they're usually more embarrassed to be seen naked. Not that I'm not in public. Okay, so not that you're not embarrassed is what you're saying, right? That's what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, everyone's kind of a little embarrassed, right, to be seen naked. Not a very comfortable thing. Everyone has the right to think whatever they want, to think and feel, to think and feelings are feelings. We need to restructure that. Everyone has the right to think whatever they want to think, period. Feelings are feelings. You cannot obligate anyone to feel differently. That would be oblige, not obligate.
Obliged, thank you. And then, however, people have to understand that if something is made in order to keep it safe, it's necessary.
Could be. Okay. And a couple other thoughts. I don't think there's much difference if it were a man or a woman. I'm against it because it without the S, it shows too much. Maybe they have to use another type of detector. No S there either. So take S off it and take S off detector. And I don't think the gender issue matters. I think it's only in men's minds, so apostrophe S on men. I can't understand people who prefer their gender to look at themselves. Huh? What does the last sentence mean? I can understand people who prefer their gender to look at themselves. Oh, I see. So you prefer men with men and women with women for the image looking. Okay, makes sense. I think it doesn't matter who's being scanned. It is installed for improvement of security of people. I'm not against it until our images are not used for personal goals. So when you say personal goals, you mean like security,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
okay.
yeah, to keep it or get it to the internet or something. Like, no.
And yeah, oblige is like that. You were right, Anna Carolina. Last thoughts I see. I think if it is possible, women have to be scanned by women and men by men, but it is essential that all travelers are scanned. Scanning has two N's. Scanned, when you write it with an ED, has two N's on it.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
All right. Awesome thoughts, guys. And I'm actually kind of surprised that you guys said that, because I heard a lot when you guys were talking. I heard a lot of you guys say, well, for women, I don't know, it's embarrassing, they're embarrassed. And then I feel like when you guys wrote in the chat box, it wasn't as big an issue. So, interesting thoughts. And we've only got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to ask a question and then just see if you guys feel like responding. If not, you're totally not obligated. I wanted to ask this one. Do you think air travel will ever totally be free from terrorist attacks? Because we're trying to make things like safer and safer, right? So that less terrorism happens, fewer accidents happen, things like that. So does anyone think that we'll ever have like freedom from terrorist attacks and things like that, or will they just adapt to the new systems?
I think never, because we have an example of a crazy pilot in the past. So
I guess that's true. Anyone else have an opinion? Can we ever make it so safe that we're free of terrorist attacks?
Well, I think we are never be really safe. At the last days, there was a strange accident about fly drones. It's a kind of devices to make photos or the films or whatever. And there was an accident near the airport that some stupid stupid guy take a flight with the drone near the airport, and the pilots in landing in the landing airplane see that drones near about 100 meters from that plane. So I don't know what was how big will be accident if that drone, I don't know, pick in the engine. Yeah. So let's take a case that there's not a terrorist needed in a plane. They could do something from the ground. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for sharing. And we've got one more opinion in the chat box from the last thing we were talking about.
Isaac, welcome back. How are you? Hi, Adam. Thank you. Excellent. Good to have you back, Isaac. We're going to talk about one of those stories in more detail.
I think that was Philip's audio.
Talk about it more extensively.
Yeah, Philip, we're getting some weird feedback, and I'm trying to mute you, and it's not working. Thanks. Okay, sorry about that, Philip. I just had to quiet the background noise there. So one last opinion in the Google chat box. I think it could be a vulnerability problem and not a security problem. But privacy is important. I think it will be better that women would be scanned by women. And again, scanned has two N's. Okay. Any last thoughts on anything that we talked about today? Any last questions?
No.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all
Thank you,
soon.
Michaela.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.